Today on Live at 5 at 4, from a handshake to the dinner table.
I used to put my elbow on the table, but now I don't.
Some local youngsters spend their summer learning a list of do's and don'ts. Plus, we'll take you to one town's...
Well, a properly set dinner table can be very intimidating.
Sure. You know, you've got multiple knives, you have plates, you have those spoons, even glasses, and trying to figure out what to use, it can all get a little bit confusing.
But some youngsters are making it look very easy as they pull up to the table this summer.
You're going to have to get your dinner plate, your salad plate, your bread plate, 2 forks, 2 spoons, 2 knives, and a cup, and go set your dinner place setting with your napkin.
Dinner table do's and don'ts.
Are manners difficult?
Not sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
It's not what you typically think of as summertime fun.
Most kids, when their parents sign them up for etiquette camp, come in here and they cannot believe their parents have betrayed them like that and signed them up for manners camp in the summertime.
You heard correctly, etiquette camp.
When we put food into our mouth, times are always up. I believe with all my heart that etiquette is really the key to kids' success in life, personally and professionally.
In 1 week, youngsters in training cover everything from table manners and texting.
It's not polite to text when you're in the presence of anyone.
To bullying, even proper introductions.
You stick out your hand and then say your name and ask how they are.
For instructor Monica Irvine, it's a business that started out of necessity.
I have a boy who is a typical boy, and I started thinking, you know what, this child needs some more etiquette skills.
So she took a few P's and Q's from the father of our country.
George Washington, when he was a young man, he actually memorized, I forget the number, but it was like 60-something etiquette rules.
Those rules worked for her son, so she thought she'd share them with others too.
I think one of the problems is because we don't spend as much time around the dinner table that we used to spend, that is definitely what's affected dining etiquette.
And proper eating is proving to be somewhat challenging.
What's the biggest challenge with manners and being polite and sitting at the dinner table?
Not putting my elbows on the table.
You put your elbows on the table?
Yeah.
How come?
Because I'm really tired sometimes.
I would say setting up the dinner table.
But these youngsters are quick learners and are even teaching their parents.
Do they have good manners at the table?
Sometimes no.
One thing Monica doesn't have to teach: entertaining dinner conversation.
It gets pretty funny hearing stories and letting them tell you their personal experience with poor etiquette.
What's the biggest mistake most of you guys have made?
I think it would be burping.
Well, it's really fun.
Never burped at the table, have you?
You've never
Never, yes,
yeah,
I'm
okay.
being funny. But it's a great refresher course even for adults. In fact, Monica quizzed me at the end of camp today, and I didn't do so well. And I'm going to ask you the same question she asked me.
Oh.
No, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'll go ahead and tell you, I missed the question. It had the wrong answer. But she asked me if you take a bite and you discover that you have something yucky in your mouth, what are you supposed to do at the dinner table?
What I usually do is get a napkin and fake cough and then spit it in the napkin.
Yeah, that's not correct.
But I would assume you just suck it up and eat it.
Well, I mean, if you just don't like the taste of it, you just swallow the food. But if it's like a bone, like if you're eating fish or something, she says you take 2 fingers, remove the item discreetly, and just put it to the side of the plate.
Sure.
And that's what you would have
done. If you
done.
had worded it correctly with the question,
Right,
sure.
my fault, my bad. Anyway, very interesting class. I had to learn a few things I didn't know, so
yeah.
very good.
Right. Good stuff. Well, one of our most musically inclined